Today we're talking about cutting away those things that God has asked you to remove from your life. Now, I don't know what that may be. I don't know what God has told you to release or what God has told you to remove from your life. I don't know if it's a thing, if it's a habit. I don't know if it's a person. Whatever it is, I believe when you hear this word, God is going to let you know exactly what he's talking about. So if you're like, well, I can't think of anything that God has told me to cut away, then just stay tuned and let's see what God is saying. For those of you who immediately know, yeah, God been telling me I shouldn't do that anymore, or God been telling me to release those people. And what you're doing is you're using the clippers, because the clippers, they can allow you the ability to put a guard on, and then you can stay in control. And so instead of just completely cutting something out of your life, you put that guard on and you can cut away parts of what you want to, but not everything. Or you can release the people a little bit, but not completely. So you may be like, I'm just going to take off like an inch, or half an inch. And God is asking you to cut it all off, get rid of it all. And you're using the clippers when God is clearly saying, no, I need you to use the scissors, and I need you to cut that thing completely. I need you to cut that person completely. So whatever it is, you need to cut it. So we're coming out of 1 Samuel chapter 15. And the background of this story is God goes to Saul, right? And he tells Saul, I want you to go and destroy the Amalekites. The Amalekites, they were the enemies of God. They were the enemy of the children of Israel. And so God said, I want you not only to destroy them, I want you to get rid of everything. Kill their men, their women, their children, their cattle. Don't leave nothing alive and bring nothing back. And so Saul, he says, okay, God, this is what you want me to do. He takes on the task. So they go up again and they battle against the Amalekites and they overthrow the Amalekites, right? And so they kill everybody, but they captured the King Agag, who is the Amalekite king, right? And they decide to hold on to like the sheeps and the lambs and the goats, like the choice animals. And so they bring all of that back, and Saul feel like he's done really good. So God is upset. He's like really, really upset. And so he goes to the prophet Samuel and he tells Samuel what Saul has done. And he says, I wish that I had not even made Saul king. God is so upset. And so Samuel is so heavy by when he hears this from the Lord that Samuel cries all night about this situation. So Samuel, the next day when he goes to see Saul, Saul's like excited. He greets him and he's like, hey, I did what God told me to do. I killed and destroyed the Amalekites, right? And then Samuel's like, wait a minute, I can hear their lambs and their sheep making that bad sound. What is that? And so Saul has to come clean and says, well, yeah, my soldiers, they captured the King Agag, and they brought back, some of the best, cattle and goats and sheep for a sacrifice unto your God, basically is what he's saying. And so the truth be told, we know good and well that Saul is king. So his soldiers ain't done nothing that he has not told them or ordered them to do. So Samuel says, no. And this is where the scripture comes in. So we're going to go to 1 Samuel chapter 15, and we're going to first start in verse 20, because I want you guys to hear what Saul had the audacity to say, and then I want you guys to hear what prophet Samuel replied. So Saul says, but I did obey the Lord, Saul insisted. I carried out the mission he gave me. I brought back King Agag, but I destroyed everyone else. Then my troops brought in the best of the sheep, the goats, the cattle, and plunder to sacrifice to the Lord your God of Gilgal. And then Samuel says to him, what is more pleasing to the Lord, your burnt offerings and sacrifices, or your obedience to his voice? He said, listen, obedience is better than sacrifice, and submission is better than offerings of the fat of rams. And then he tells them rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. You guys hear that? So he's saying that your rebellion is basically, what is witchcraft? Witchcraft comes up against the very thing that God is and everything that it represents. He's saying your rebellion to do what God asked you to do is as witchcraft. Basically, you just operated like a witch. He says, and stubbornness is as bad as worshiping idols. So he's saying your stubbornness, your refusal to let go of the thing that I asked you to let go of, because what the scripture says further in, it says that they kept these animals because it says that it appealed to them. So you have to be very careful when God is asking you to remove something from your life or remove someone from your life, and you keep it in your life because it appeals to you. It's appealing to your flesh. Your spirit don't have nothing to do with that. Your spirit's like, I want to obey God. But your flesh, it appeals to your flesh, so you keep it in your life. And so Samuel just kind of laid it on Saul. And no, you didn't obey God. Not only did you not obey God, you operated in a demonic spirit because you did not do exactly what God asked you to do. God asked you to remove it, to destroy them, and to kill everything, including the women, the children, everything. And some of you guys may be like, well, why would God, a great God, a mighty God, a loving God, ask him to kill women and innocent children? Because the enemies of God are not innocent. That child will raise up and have the attitude, as soon as I get big enough and strong enough, I'm going to come and I'm going to wipe you out for killing my daddy. And God understands that. He understands human behavior. He understands that some people are wicked through and through. He understands that his enemies are his enemies. He understands and can see the heart of man and the heart of women, right? We ain't fooling him, right? So some people are like, well, I wouldn't want to kill everybody, because, we're supposed to love everybody. But the truth of the matter is some people have been empowered by the devil to destroy you and to destroy your life and to bring ruin to your life. And some of those people that you're holding on to those clippers and you're using that guard so you don't cut them completely out of your life. And God is saying, get rid of them because I see the end from the beginning. I understand their true intention. I understand that they're not for you. I understand that they're going to bring you down. I understand that they're slowing out your destiny. So God is saying, no, get the scissors and cut them out, because he's saying that it's going to destroy you. And whatever that thing is that you may be holding on to, that God done told you to get rid of, and you're still struggling with it. You're still just like, you're playing around with it. God's saying, stop playing with the devil. Get rid of that thing. That thing is hindering your life. What you will find out when you decide to completely cut those things that God asked you to cut, oh my God, what a beautiful day that is going to be in your life. Because now you're going to see doors are opening to your destiny. You're going to see blessings pouring in because they weren't coming before, because you were hindered by that person or that thing or whatever it is that God said get rid of. You've been hindered by that thing even more than you realize. And once it's removed, now God can bless your life. So obedience is better than sacrifice. Let it go. In the end, you're going to be better for it. In the end, you're going to be more excited about your life. You're going to feel your destiny opening. You're going to see that now you can advance in things where before you were not able to advance, where you were hindered. So I'm encouraging you. Obedience. Obey the Lord. Get rid of those things. Don't use those clippers. Get rid of them clippers. Throw them away. Now, these are my son's clippers, so I'm not going to really throw them because we don't want to break them, and they're kind of new, and I wouldn't want to do that. But get those scissors out and cut those things out of your life that God has asked you to cut out. God bless you. I hope that this word blessed you. I hope that you know that whatever God has for you is for greatness and is for a betterment of your life, and that you're going to be better off if you release those things that God has asked you to release. Okay, blessings to you.